The Fort Hare University in Alice is understood to be the intellectual birthplace of the Freedom Charter, with alumni like Z.K. Matthews, Nelson Mandela, and Oliver Tambo. Eyewitness News went to the University of Fort Hare to speak to the current crop of students on whether the dream of the Freedom Charter has been realized.
This Freedom Charter, yes, indeed, it did work. It did work. But it's lagging in this economic justice. The South African government is failing black people, especially the black youth. You see, you come to the university and study for 4 years, for 3 years. After that, you become unemployed. There's these requirements, which they will say, we need an experience of 2 years, we need an experience of 6 months. And even the president, Mr. Ramaphosa, said in SONA in 2023 that these companies should remove that requirements. We need the development of entrepreneurs. So the Freedom Charter, yeah, it was good for us, but it is failing us.
So for me as a student, I think as someone who is subject to conversations about education and what it means for the future and what it means for the youth, I think the Freedom Charter is a basis of the laws that I can essentially work to improve on or to contest, because essentially we are now coming to reality to see that maybe the vision is not as what we expected it to be, looking at the timeline that we are operating on right now. I think it has been achieved, but the quality of the achievement is what I would question, because we talk about free education, but when we compare schools who have free education to schools who are public, IEB schools, there's such a difference, even though we say silandela caps or we're trying to accommodate everyone under the same curriculum. I think when you say free for most things, it means less quality, essentially.
I think we're still far from getting what the Freedom Charter, those demands in the Freedom Charter, we're still far from getting them, you see, because we can see, yes, we can see the changes, especially when it comes to education matter, that is demand number 4 in the Freedom Charter. When it comes to the matters of education, we can see now schools, the doors of learning are slowly opening, especially in high schools in rural areas. There is a free education. The students are not paying anymore. But when it comes to university, it's a different story. Yes, we do have access to education, unlike before, whereby the most prioritized group was the group of white people. But when it comes to paying for education, it's a huge challenge for students at the university, especially the children of the black and the working class, you see, the poor and the marginalized. We don't have afford education. The education is still not free. But until we get free education in the higher institutions of learning, then we'll say the Freedom Charter has advanced, you see.
I can see firsthand what the problems are and how we can go towards fixing them. I don't want to speak too much for other universities, but at Fort Hare, I think the basis of what Fort Hare is in alignment with the Freedom Charter, like free education. Fort Hare allows for debt concessions. If you have a debt under a certain amount, you can still come back. Like, just things like that. I think being a Fort Hare allows you to really, truly understand what freedom is and how it can look, not necessarily what the Freedom Charter said, but how we can adapt it to modern society now.